Hello everybody, it's Thursday, it's week 3, day 4 in raw food rehab, and I thought I would lighten things up just a hair today. I mean, we've been talking about some heavy subject matter. We've been talking about trigger foods that react in our bodies basically as though we've taken in a drug or an alcohol, and some of you have identified what those trigger foods are for you, and you know that you just can't, you can eat those foods, but you know what happens when you do. And so that we talked about that. We talked about emotional overeating. And I mean, I do emotionally eat sometimes, but then other times, I mean, I just like food. And I'm becoming more and more aware that food really should not be my hobby. I mean, food's fun, and I'll always be a foodie, but it just can't be. I just can't eat for sport and expect to stay slim. You know, it's just not going to happen. So, and I'm sorry I keep scratching my nose, but there's some dog hair or something floating around in here that's driving me crazy. So, no, I can't eat like there's no tomorrow and reach my goals. And you can't either. So what are we going to do? Okay, we've talked about focus foods before. You've got a list that's printed here on this site. But I just wanted to give you my perspective, my big picture perspective on diet. And it's going to be different than some other health educators, and it's going to be similar to some. So you take what I'm telling you and make it work for you, whatever's going to work for you. But I subscribe to an 80% raw, 20% other scenario. Now, obviously, if you can and are able to go 100% raw and make that work in your lifestyle, you're going to have quicker results, and you're going to get to your best way quicker. You're going to get to your most vibrant, energetic self and more vibrant health quicker. But for a lot of people, I mean, going 80% raw is a huge, huge change for what they've been doing. So in that 80%, I'd love to see us all eating an abundance of fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, sprouts, and seaweeds. I mean, that's an ideal scenario. And then in the 20% would look something like this. Whole cooked or sprouted grains that don't contain gluten, like buckwheat, millet, brown rice, and quinoa. Super nutritious grains. As well as legumes or beans, lentils, pinto beans. There's several different kinds of beans that actually Gabriel Cousins in the book, well, it's the book that he's talking about reversing diabetes. That's part of the diet that he feeds those people, are those grains, cooked grains and cooked beans. And I was kind of blown away because I'm like, you're a 100% raw guy. But yet he's transitioning these people into a healthier diet. And I mean, you and I both know cooked grains and beans are so much better than driving through the drive-thru somewhere and getting a bunch of greasy, nasty, trans fat fries and Big Mac. I mean, it's a no-brainer. So if you're eating cooked foods, that's what I would recommend. If you really like to steam your vegetables or eat a warmed soup, just use whole ingredients, fresh, ripe, organic, real food that has grown in nature, not food that's been, gone through 5 different processes to get into this package that now you have to take it out and mix it with hot water and microwave it or cook it. I mean, we don't need that kind of stuff. And then the other thing on the 20% that I would prefer you to eat as opposed to processed sugar or gluten-containing products or caffeine or any of those things is animal products if you're not a vegan or a vegetarian. I mean, obviously, if you're able to be a vegan or vegetarian, that is going to further, again, enhance your overall health picture. But a lot of people I know that are part of this experiment just aren't quite ready to go there. And people ask me all the time, are you a vegan? And, I mean, the honest to goodness truth on that is, yes, I'm a vegan until I decide to eat a piece of meat. So I guess that means no. I'm not an official vegan because every now and then my dear sweet husband, who loves to grill so much, will go and buy this beautiful wild-caught coho salmon, and he will grill it, and I will eat 3 ounces of that with him because he's so proud. And is that a trigger food for me? It is so not a trigger food. I can so take meat or leave it. Just really, it's just not something that I'm like, I've got to have a steak. You know, some people really feel that way. And if you're one of those people and you know that you're going to, like, if you don't eat it on occasion, you're going to freak out, just be conscious. You know, don't eat it as much. And when you do, save your money and go somewhere where you know you're going to get grass-fed, free-range, organic beef that has been farmed with sustainable farming, and it's not going to be like some mass-produced, hideous, horrible situation. Same way, chicken or turkey, you know, if you're going to eat that, then by all means, get to know your farmer. I mean, most people have farms in their vicinity where you can go and actually get a fresh chicken or fresh turkey that's, you know, free-range, organic. So, I mean, that would be my recommendation if you're going to eat meat. If you're going to consume any dairy products, make it raw if you can. I mean, I have a lady outside of Tulsa that has this little goat farm, and I decided I really wanted to try some raw goat's milk. So I went to the farm and got some raw goat's cheese and raw goat's milk, and I don't know what happened. It just didn't agree with me. I mean, I literally had major diarrhea from that. And so my body just doesn't do dairy of any kind, apparently. I mean, I can occasionally eat a little piece of raw cheese and do okay, but, you know, I would put that in my trigger food category because, I mean, once I start on the cheese, it's not pretty. So, anyway, I really think that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I would love to hear some whole food ideas from some of you, things that you go to that aren't trigger foods, but that are fulfilling and satisfying for you in your diet that are really healthy. For example, my go-to food is hummus. I love hummus, and I make raw hummus, and I also sometimes make hummus with cooked garbanzo beans. And I find that so filling and so, I don't know, it just does something for me, and I don't binge on it, but I eat that, and I just makes me feel grounded and solid. Something about it. That's just a food that I enjoy. And I use carrots and celery, and, you know, I'm not using crackers usually with hummus, but that's a food that works really well for me. So what are some foods that you can go to that you really probably need to keep around your house more often that are going to save you from going off on some crazy binge and going to the fast food place? I'd love to hear about that. So that's really what I had for you today. I'm busy getting ready to leave tomorrow morning really early to go to Medford. I'm taking you with me. I'm taking the flip cam, and Bunny Berry and I are going to be roommates, and I think our photographer's even going to be shacking up with us. Yes, my husband knows, and it's fine, and he's going to have his own little couch that he's going to sleep on. But, you know, that's how the Bohemians roll in Medford, Oregon, I think, which is a big love fest. And so pray for us, because it's going to be really, I think it's going to be a trip, literally a trip. And I can't wait. And I can't wait to show you all the food and the people, and it's just going to be so cool. And some of you are actually going to be there in person, so I can interview you and put you up on Raw Food Rehab over the weekend. So, again, I really do love you people, and I thank you for walking this journey with me. I think it's fun, and I think we're learning a lot, and I know that you all are inspiring me so much. So have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you in Oregon tomorrow.